everyone, welcome back to Cluster-B-Milkshake. I am your host, along with support puppet, Mr. Chicken. Yes, he bought me this shirt so he can mock my disorder. And if you have watched Why Narcissists Gaslight, you will see the childhood trauma reasons behind it and the narcissistic person's own insecurities. You can even see a lot of borderlines doing this, whether it is intentional or unintentional. We also gaslight ourselves. Okay? Yes. I'm crazy. All right. So, I want to talk to you today about poaching. And I was talking to somebody, and they were telling me how the ex-girlfriend was poaching his friends. This is going into the friend group, getting all of them on her side, and basically excommunicating you from the group. Another thing that somebody will do is, this is why I don't like the whole having a relationship with anyone from the opposite sex as well, especially in your friendship group, to where you're talking outside of the group, whether texting, on the phone, meeting up, anything, that buddies would do of the opposite sex. You're getting into some emotional, oh, your girlfriend is so sweet and she's always there for me. And then you get, a boner or whatever, or the flippity flip flop where the girl's panties are getting all moist because your boyfriend is emotionally taking care of her needs. They're going to fall into limerence or some shit and become obsessed with your person. Also, the narcissistic person, borderline, whatever the fuck, is doing this on purpose most of the time too. Because when things go down in Chinatown and you guys get into a fight or something like that, they're going to plead their case to your friends, to your family, to whoever the fuck is gonna listen that knows you, mutuals, to get them on their side. They're my gang now. I have heard this a lot of times. I've had this happen to me as well in the past, especially in the family unit. And just with friend groups and stuff. There was one woman who had a church friend group, and when things went down with the toxic person in the church lady started to congregate with all people to isolate the other woman who was pointing out all of her toxic shit, isolate her away from the congregation. Okay? You really need to watch out also the whole relationships that your boyfriend or girlfriend are forming with your friends, okay? Especially of the opposite sex. Because if they're getting too, close, they're basically grooming your friend. So when things don't work out with you, they're going to be talking shit about you to friends. And then they're going to go in and, scoop up your buddy. There seems to be no such thing as bro code. Okay? I know chicks don't have no fucking code. We backstab each other all the time. But bros, there's supposed to be some bro code. And yeah, I'm shaming the shit out of you. Any guy who's just going to be like, oh, well, I don't need my friend no more. I want the vajay. I want the vajay. And then things don't work out with vajay. And then now you don't have vajay and you don't have your buddy no more. Okay? There's a lot of times that I've heard, Yeah, she slept with my friend. I'm like, he ain't your friend. He ain't your friend. Why are you still calling him friend? Anyway, so you will also see maybe somebody in your friend group trying to poach your girlfriend or boyfriend. All right. I was having this little flashback myself. One time, my ex's bandmate was giving me this fucking tour of a place that I've already seen inside of this club. My first thought was he was distracting me on purpose because my partner's doing something shady. And I did attack my partner later for doing some shady shit. We got all that cleared up and everything. But when I start, talking to people a lot more and everything, and going back into my past as well, this person was having trouble with his whole life and with his own relationship. And my boyfriend and I at the time were talking about the envy that this guy was having with, our relationship. He wished that he could have a relationship like us. This is what you have to be afraid of too, is if somebody is envying your relationship, because they're going to want to come in and break that apart or try to take that person away. It could have just been a test. The friend could have been seeing if he could some way slide in there to test. It could have been envy and a test. Not that he wanted me for himself, but he wanted to break apart my boyfriend and I. Because I'm a paranoid person, and this person who never talks to me now wants to take me on a tour and everything. I'm paranoid. I freak out, and I leave right away. I make an exit, and I'm like, yeah, I've been up here before, And after like 30 seconds, 1 minute, I'm out of there. And of course my brain starts going to, the dark side of the force, and I'm just like, where the fuck were you? But anyways, I do not know. I will never know what was going on in that boy's brain, but it had that poaching type of flavor, or at least infiltrating to break the fucking relationship apart. If somebody, I've seen this too, have you ever heard of, or has this ever happened to you, where you have, say, you have your partner and you have, a sibling or a best friend or something, and your partner gets inappropriate with, your best friend or your sibling, and that breaks up the bond that you have with your best friend or your sibling, because you're gonna have to choose between them two. And a lot of the times you're choosing your partner over your best friend or your sibling. This happened to me, and I had to choose to stay in my long-term marriage with small children and not be around my sibling, anymore, like she was coming around all the time. And I also believe it was because of envy that she was the only person I was close to. And my ex-husband envied that. Whatever. I'm not a mind reader. I don't know for sure, but this is what my spidey senses have been telling me. Also, if you are in a relationship and you see somebody outside, a third party getting too close with your partner, cut that shit to the quick right away. You are not sensitive. You are not paranoid. Okay? Especially if this person's relationship isn't going that well. They're devaluing their partner to you, to your partner, and they're getting a little bit too chummy chum chum. A poacher will also butter up to you, plant seeds in your head that maybe your relationship ain't that great, but they're for sure, she will plant seeds in his head that she's better than you. Okay? And guys really love feeling adored and sexy and wanted by the opposite sex, or if you're gay, you know, another sexy fucking dude, or whatever, you know, whatever you are. I don't know everything. But what I'm trying to say is you really need to be sure that you have a very strong bond. Even if you're going through rough patches with your partner, you need to establish, I know things aren't going well with us. I know that we're working on things, but this is when our relationship is not on solid ground and somebody can come in and poach either one of us, you know? And usually the person who's bringing this up, you ain't getting poached, because otherwise you wouldn't bring it up. You'd just be fucking stupid and going off and throwing your dick up in everybody, or, you know, chickies cheating too and stuff, you know. They're falling into limerence and, oh my God, this person's perfect, blah. So please watch out for getting too chummy chum chum outside of group get-togethers. Okay, I would only talk with my partner's friends during group get-togethers. There's no talking outside of it. There's no DMs. If I ever got a DM, there's no responding, nothing, okay? No. Now, when I was younger, and I was only 16 or whatever, I did groom and poach one of my ex-boyfriend's friends. I was still with my ex-boyfriend. We were on the way out. He didn't know that. I knew it. So I was already grooming a new person, which was his friend. There was no bro code. He was totally fine letting me scoop him up after I broke up with my boyfriend shortly after. Was only with that guy for a little bit of time and then got rid of him too. Okay? So yes, this can happen. I'm not saying that this is just a cluster B thing, but it is something that has to do with just wanting attention, wanting all that broken shit inside of someone who just wants to fill it with validation and fucking whatever from other people, okay? So, but, you know, yes, it is a narcissistic thing as well, because we do not have empathy for you or the relationship. We are reckless with the relationship and with the feelings of your friend's relationship. We are impulsive, so we will do stupid shit and not fucking care about the fallout. Okay? So when you meet someone new or have a relationship, you know, you're in early stages or whatever, these boundaries really need to be set in stone. Okay? They do. And the boundary is protection for yourself, protection for the relationship. And a boundary doesn't work unless you are willing to walk away from the relationship if the boundary gets crossed. Okay? Okay. All right. So I hope that was helpful. Have a great day. Tell them. Namaste.